We want to move to percentages, but just to review what we just finished converting fractions to decimals. So when we have a number that is like this 8 that cannot divide the number given, which is 1 at the top, say how many 8 in 1? That is 0. We put a 0 here, making 10. How many 8 in 10? That is 1. Then remainder 2, you put another 0 beside the 2, making 20. How many 8 in 20? That is 2, which is 16. Remainder 4, you put another 0. How many 8 in 40? That's 5. That's where the 5 come from. So because this does not repeat, continue, then we can have these three decimal places, 1, 2, and 5. Or we can round it up to 0.13. So we will not write the 5 because this is 5. We can round it, this 2 up to 3. But if the number here is less than 5, we will leave this as 2. Okay, let's check the next one. 5 over 12 is what we were given, and 12 cannot go in 5, that's 0. We put a 0, that's 50. 12 in 50 is 4, that's 48. Give us 2, remainder, that's remainder 2. Then we put a 0. 12 in 20 is 1, remainder 8. We put a 0. 12 in 80 is 6, remainder 8. That's 72, so it's remainder 8. Then you put a 0, that's 80 again. It will continually be 6, and so on. So we peg it at this 6 because that one will never stop. Then instead of writing 3 digits, we round it up to 2 decimal places. Some questions will require that leave your answer in 2 decimal places. So if you're stopping at 1, since this number is 5 and above, you round this up to 2. Then 6 over 7 is the same process. 7 cannot go here, that's 0. 7 is 60. When you put a 0, 7 is 60 is 8, that's 56. Remember 4, you put a 0. 7 in 40 is 5, uh, which is 35. Remember 5, so in 50 is 7, which is 49. Remember 1 in 10 is 1. So we just stop it at 2 digits because it won't even finish. So that's 0.85, but because of this 7 is a number 5 and above, you change this 5 to 6. Then same thing with this 0. Uh, this is 7, here is 0. 7 in 10 is 1, remainder 3. 7 in 30 is 4, that's 28. Remainder 2. 7 in 20 is 2, which is 14. But we don't want to continue, so we round it up to 2 digits, 0.14. Notice that we don't change this, we did not change this 4 to 5 because the number after it is less than 5, so it cannot round up, rather we round it down. The same thing with 3 over 7. 7 in 3 is impossible. 7 in 30 is 4, that's 28. 7 in 20 is 2. Remainder 6, that's 14, so remainder 6. Then 7 in 60 is 8, and so on. So we can stop it on this second digit, then it will become 3 because this number is 5 and above. Just like 28 becoming 30, but we don't put the 0 since it's after the decimal. Then this one, 5 over 6. 6 in 5 is 0. Then we have 6 in 50, that's 8, that's 48. Then 6 in 20 is 3, that's 18. Remember 2, 6 in 20 again is 3. So it continues as 3, 3. Then we terminate it here. Then 2 over 7 goes the same manner that 7 in 2 is 0. 7 in 20 is 2, that's 14. 7 in remainder 6, that 7 in 60 is 8, that's 56. Remainder 4. And 7 in 40 is 5. Then it can just continue, but we terminate it on second digits to write the 9 because of this 5 can power this to 9. And 3 over 4 says 0 to 4 in 3 cannot go to 0. 4 in 30 is 7, that's 28. Remainder 2, 4 in 20 is 5. This one terminates itself. And 4 over 9. 9 in 4 is impossible. So 9 in 40 is 4. That's 36 remainder 4. 9 in 40 again is 4. That's 36 remainder 4. 9 in 40 again. So it's going to be 0.444 continuously. So that is how that has been done. You understand everything perfectly well, right, Israel?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now I said want to move to this percentage. I know you've been used to maybe the topic one time or the other, but let's just look at percentage. Percent is just a portion of 100, a portion of 100, like a portion of 100. So if I say 100%, that is the total 100, okay?
Okay.
100%. So 100% means 1 over 100. I mean 100 over 100 times 100, and this is just 100. So 100% of something is a whole of that thing. But what if I say 10%? Okay, maybe
Okay.
100% of 100. That's what I mean. Percent of 100. So what if I now say, okay, 50% of 100? I mean, let me put this as 50% of 100. If I say 50% of 100, 50 means half of 100. So you just say 50 over 100 times 100, and this is going to give us 50. So if I say 10% of 100, this is 10 over 100 times 100, and this is going to be 10. Okay, the implication
Okay.
is that if I say 100% of your food, okay,
Okay.
this is going to be the whole of your food. The whole of your what?
Your food.
Food. What if I say 50% of your food? So this is going to be half of your food. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yes.
What if I say 10%
50% of your food.
of your food? So this would be what? One tenth. One
Yeah.
tenth of your food. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What if I say 75% of your food? This is the same thing as 3/4 of your food. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's look at the one that says 100% of your food. It simply means 100 over 100, and this is one total of your food. One total. Let's look at the one that says 50%. That simply means 50 over 100, and that is half, right,
Yeah.
of the total. Is that clear?
Uh-huh.
Then what if the one that says 10%? That is 10 over 100, and that is 1 over 10 of that total. Is that clear?
Yeah.
And what if I say 75%? That's 75 over 100, and that is 25 in 75 is 3, right? And 25 in 100
Yeah.
is 4. That is 3/4 of total. Okay, before you put anything down, let's look at these examples. The first one says 90% of 80. 90% of 80. So this is 90 over 100 times 80. So you can 1 0 cancel 1 0, and the other zero cancels the other zero. From the top to bottom, you can eliminate all the zeros. So we have 9 times 8. What is 9 times 8?
Hmm?
What is 9 times 8?
9 times 8. 8, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72.
Good. So this is, that means 90% of 80 is 72. Hmm, maybe that makes sense. If I had, that means 9 over 10 of 80 would be 72. 9 out of 10 portions of 80. What that means is that if I have 10 baskets or 10 boxes, okay, one, two, three, 4, 5, and you know, trying to repeat this, and you understand me?
Yeah.
So if I have 8 in each one, okay, maybe 8 apples in each one. How many apples altogether? That's 80, okay,
Okay.
equal to 80 altogether, maybe 80 apples. So if I want 90% of 80, 90 is close to 100, yes or no?
Yes.
That means I need a a greater value. So this is 90%, 9 out of the 10. Is that clear?
Yeah.
And if you add them all up, it will give you the 72. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what if I ask you for, okay, so the total is 80 apples. So 80 apples, fine. So because we were asked for 90% of 80, we got 72, right?
Yeah.
So to get 90% of 80, this gives us 72 because that is 9 out of the 10, right? Right?
Yes. Yes.
What about 50% of 80? Given the fact that you already know that 50% of something means half of it, what do you think 50% of 80 will be? 50% of
40.
your food is half of your food. So what is 50% of 80 apples?
40.
No, wait a minute. 50% of my money is half of my money. 50% of your money is half of your money. Okay? If your money is 80, what
Okay.
is half of it? What is half of the $80?
Uh,
If you have $80,
$40.
yeah, $40. So what is 50% of 80?
Uh, 40%.
Not percent again, just a number. 50% of 80 is what?
No.
Yeah, you got the answer. Remove the percent. 50% of 80
40.
is what?
40.
Good. Do you understand the concept now?
Yeah.
50% means half of the total thing, and this will be 40. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. What about if I say 20% of 80? That is 20 over
No.
100, which is 2 out of the 10. These are 10, yes or no?
Yes.
So what is 2 out of the 10?
Mm,
How many are in the two boxes?
0. Let me see.
How many are in the two
Uh,
boxes?
16.
16. So 20% of 80 is what? 16. Now, can you look at
Mhm.
the board and find 40% of 80 for me without any calculation? 40% of 80. When we were talking about 20%, we added from two boxes, right? So 40%, how many boxes are we going to have?
Uh,
That's four.
um,
So add the quantity of the four boxes.
Let me see.
Four of the boxes. Four, not five.
That
Four.
would be 20, 32, 32.
So 40% of it is what?
Uh,
32.
32.
Now listen again to the explanation. You said a portion, percentage mean a portion of 100. So 100%, you can say what is 100% of 100? That is the total of 100, which is 100. 50% of 100, that is half. 50% mean half. That is half of 100 because 50 over 100 is half. So half of 100 is 50. 10% of 100 is 1/10 of 100, which is 10. 100% of your food is the whole of your food. If I say you should eat the 100% of your food, that means you should eat the whole of your food. Is that clear?
Yeah.
And that means 100 over 100, which is one total of your food. If I ask you to eat 50% of your food, what does that mean? Or I say, don't finish your money. Spend 50% of your money. What does that mean?
That would be spend half of your money.
Yeah, spend half of your money. Okay. So
Okay.
50% of your food is half of your food. 50% of anything is half of that thing. 50% of 2,000 is what?
Uh, 2000. No, uh,
50% of 2,000
1000,
is
1000,
1,000.
1000.
50% of 75, okay. 50% of 120 is what?
Uh, 120. 60.
60. 50% of 200 is what?
Uh, 100.
50% of 500 is what?
Here's the 350.
Okay, wait. If 100% mean total, what is 100% of 800?
100% and 800. 800.
800. Now you're getting it. So if 75% means three quarter, what is three quarter of 4? That's 3. Okay.
Okay.
What's three quarter of 40? That's 30. Okay.
Yeah.
What's three quarter of 100? That's 75. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what is three quarter of 120? That means you should divide 120 into 4 and pick 3. So 30, 30, 30, 30. That's 120, right?
Yeah.
Three of them is 90 because 30 times 3 is 90. Okay, let's now go back to what we're talking about. The first one says, what is 90% of 80? So in order to find the 90% of 80, we said it's 90 over 100, which means 90%, then times 80, and it gave us two zeros at the top, cancel two zero at the bottom. So we have only one left. Then we have 9 times 8, which gives us what? 72. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So we're not trying to analyze what this means. If 80 is the total given, that means maybe there are 80 apples or 80 something, 80 of some certain quantities. Then looking for 90% means you should divide everything into 10. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So 90% means pick 9 of them and tell me the total. So what is the total of these 9? We didn't pick the last one, and that's 72. If you add up all of the 8s, is that clear?
Yeah.
Now, and I said, what is 50% of 80? That's 50% simply means half, and half is 8 in 5 places. 8 times 5, that's 40. I said, what is 20% of 16? That means you pick two portions, and that's 6. I mean, 20% of 80, so you pick two portions, That's 16. And 40% of 80 means you should pick 4 portions out of the 10. Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's go to number 2 before I allow you to write something down. So 5% of 10 is what we're looking for. Good. This one, we got it is 5 over 100 of 10. Okay.
Okay.
5 divided by 100 times 10. And we can see that a 0 is at the top to cancel a 0 at the bottom. So all we have left is 5 over 10, which is 1 over 2, which is 0.5. Okay.
Okay.
So 0.5 is 5% of 10. What is 50% of 10?
50% of 10. 5.
5. What is 1% of 10? That's 1. I mean, not 10% of 10 is 1. Okay.
Okay.
So if 10% is 1, then it makes sense that half of 1 is 0.5. Yes or no?
Yes.
10% will be 1. So half of 10% is 5%, right?
Yes.
And half of 1 is what?
Half of 1.
Half of 1 is what?
Uh, half of 1. 0.5. 0.5.
0.5. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you some time to put this down before I give you anything to do.